post based, header based, and cookie based. Okay, when it comes to URL based, that means, right? Do you guys know what is get based? It is performed on URL. The injection is performed on URL. Yes or no? Do you guys remember get based? Yes. Yes. Everyone, I need responses from everyone. Yes. Okay. So first we'll see how get based SQL injection is done, automated. Okay, how it is done. First, simple commands. Okay, SQL map in the terminal of Kali Linux. The command is SQL map. Okay, hyphen hyphen u means URL. Hyphen u means URL. Okay, so you have to give the target URL. You have to give target URL, and then after giving hyphen u target URL, what do you want to find out? What type of data do you want to get from that URL? What is your end goal? My end goal is to get databases. First, I'll start with databases. Hyphen dbs is for databases. Okay, remember what is the hierarchy? Databases. Inside databases, we are having tables. Inside tables, we are having rows and columns, right? So first, my target is to find out different databases which are available in website. And then what I'll be doing is I'll get inside the database and I can get tables details also. But in real time scenario, you should not go that further. You should only find databases. That's it. Your job is done. Only this one command is enough. Okay. It will automatically find, it will, as you have given your target URL, it will automatically try to find out databases names. Okay. Don't go beyond it. But for educational purpose, I'll tell you how to go beyond it. Okay. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, guys, I'm back. So educational purpose only, I'm going to show you this. So here, after getting databases names, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one particular database. Okay. So for selecting one particular database, hyphen capital D and the database name. Okay. Database DB name. You have to give it in here. So after giving database name, what is your target? I want to find out tables in it. I want to get tables inside the database. I want to find out. So after finding out tables inside the database, okay, my target can be columns. So if I want columns, I can select, I can check the columns. But I don't, if you think that, okay, it is not necessary to check the columns. Okay, if you think that it is not necessary to check the columns, so what you can do is directly you can dump it. Okay, so directly what you can do is you can simply say hyphen dump. Okay, so if you say dump, it is going to dump that whole database into your system. Or if you want a particular table to be dumped, you have to say hyphen capital T and the table name. Okay, hyphen capital T, the table name. This is how the commands work. So I'm just keeping target URL here red. Whatever user input should separately they have to input, they have to give input. I'll just give it red. Database name should also be given by us. Okay. So guys, this is it. Very simple commands. Okay. SQL map -u target URL and hyphen database DBS. You'll get the databases. So how to do it? I'll show you. Opening Kali Linux. Okay. Expanding the screen. So I have to select my target as I am going to do it on URL. So do you guys remember what if I want to do get based SQL injection, what should be there in URL? What should be there in the URL so that I can do get based? Any specific unique thing should be there in URL to perform this SQL injection? Parameter, exactly, good. So you need to find out a URL which is having a parameter. So here I'll do it on a live website, but you guys don't do it on live website. I'll give you testing websites are test PHP. So test PHP, you can perform the attack on this. So try to browse through it. So for example, if you guys are seeing, I have browsed and finally I have gotten some URL having a parameter. It can be anything. It can be ID is equal to 1 or ID is equal to 100 or cat is equal to 1 or something, anything. Some parameter should be there. That means some value should be there is equal to something. Okay, that should be there. So if that is there, you have to just copy this URL and give it in your target URL. That's it. So here I'll just show you on a live website. So for that, I'll simply search in URL ID is equal to 1 parameters. And see, I have gotten so many. I'll select one Bangladeshi news channel. Okay, so let's say this is a news channel, Bangladeshi news channel. So I'll just copy this URL, okay, which is having ID is equal to something. All right, so I'll just go to my terminal. I'll go to terminal and I'll simply say sqlmap -u means URL, paste the target URL. Okay, paste the target URL. 1 second. Okay, there is slash came in between. Okay, so paste the target URL. After pasting it, I'll simply say hyphen DBS. Okay, means databases. So if I click enter, it is going to perform the SQL injection automatically. It is going to perform. Okay, if you do it for first time on this website, it's not my first time on this website. So that is why immediately it gave me the information because it is stored inside. Otherwise, if you do it for first time on a particular website, that means every website. This website I have done it previously too. That is why I got the information quickly because it is already stored. But if at all, if this is my first time to do this SQL injection on that particular website, it is going to take me around 5 minutes or so, okay, to get the database, because it has to do all kinds of statements, SQL statements. It has to send in backend, right? So if you guys are able to see, this is how it has tried parameter. It has selected ID, okay, and then it has injected the payload. So if you are able to see, type error-based SQL injection. So it has found this is the payload. Can you guys see this? This is the payload which it has used and it has worked out. Got it? Error-based SQL injection on this ID parameter it has used. This is the payload which it has used and it has been successful. Okay, and we got the output. we got the output. So can you see there are three databases? This, this, this. Information schema is a common database which is available in all websites, where you will not find much important information though. But if you are able to see, remaining two databases are our target. Is it clear for everyone? Did you understand it? Very simple. Give sqlmap -u the target URL and give --dbs. So it is going to perform all the types of attacks from its end. Okay, and finally it is going to also give us details like what type of SQL injection it was error based, and where did it inject and what type of payload did it inject. So it has given us all the details, and ultimately it has given us the database's name. That's it. Your job is done. Don't go beyond it. Okay. But for your knowledge purpose, I'm telling you, don't use it in real time. So if I found a database, my target is, what hacker will do is hacker will select a database. Okay. And he'll give hyphen capital D, and give the paste the database name. Okay, paste the database name, and finally what he'll be doing is he'll simply say tables. So tables, so you'll be able to see what are the different tables available inside that database. So if you can see, database is this database name, and the content, what type, how many tables are there? There are 11 tables inside this database. So all these 11 tables you are able to see, right? So I can select one particular date table and see the content, like I can see rows and columns. How many rows and columns are there? So I have to simply say -T and the table name -C columns, enter. So it is checking for columns, and if you guys are able to see inside that table, there are these columns: ID, image, some etc. Okay, some text too and all are there. So okay, that's fine. I have got enough data. I want to dump this table called members. Okay, I want to dump it inside my system. So what I'll do is I'll simply say, instead of columns, I'll replace it with dump, D-U-M-P, enter. So it is going to dump that whole database inside my system. Okay, can you guys see this? JPEG images and all are also dumped. So you'll also be able to see this is the file path where it has dumped the whole data. Okay, so here, can you see, as this is a news channel, you are able to see some news related to some Olympic committee and all. You're getting that info, right? Is that fine? Did you guys understand? How is it performed? Yes. Okay, so you are able to, just because there is an SQL injection vulnerability, I am able to take the whole data from the database. I am able to surf through different databases and take any database and dump it inside my system. If at all this website is having a login page, I'll also get all the usernames and passwords of the customers of that website. Okay, so I can dump it inside my system and misuse it. So like that, hackers can do many things with by misusing this SQL injection. That is why SQL injection is given the very big preference, okay, outside. So anyways, I hope you understood how SQL injection is done in get based. Okay, in get based. So I'll tell you how SQL injection is done when it comes to post based. Okay, when it comes to post or header or cookie based, it is one and the same when it comes to automation. Okay, it is one and the same when it comes to automation. So it will simply, what you have to do is you have to go to Burp Suite in first scenario. Okay, first step is Open Burp Suite tool. Okay. And switch on the intercept. Okay. And capture the request. Capture the request. That means wantedly you have to send some random data. So, and then through Burp Suite, you have to capture that request. Okay. Which is having huge number of parameters, which has lot of parameters. So the more parameters you have, the more chances of you finding vulnerability will increase. Are you guys getting it? Inside that request, if you find more parameters, the more chances of you finding vulnerabilities will increase. Okay. Okay. And then you can save that, copy that request, copy the request from Burp Suite, whatever you have captured, copy the request, paste it in a text file, or save it in a text file directly. Save it in text file. Okay, text file. And this text file, you have to give it as a, previously, what did you guys do? What did we guys do? We have given target URL, right? We have given URL as a target. Now, instead of URL, you have to give a file, that is target file, that is this text file. Okay, text file you have to give as a target, text file. Instead of -u, it is -r. That is the only difference. -r. Okay, you have to give that text file as an input. Is it clear? Yes. Yes. Okay, so let me open and I'll show you. I'll close this terminal. Close. Let me minimize. So I'll switch on my Burp Suite tool. Yeah, I'm switching on my Burp Suite tool. And okay, click next, start, expand it. Okay, so I'll go to my proxy tab directly, as I told you. So this is our playground in Burp Suite tool. This is our main playground. So here I'll simply select my target. This time I'll not take a target which is having some ID is equal to 1 in URL. So I can take anything, but this time, as I have shown already, which is having ID is equal to 1, this time I'll not do that. So what I'll be doing is I'll select this. I'll just go to some normal scenario. Okay, let's say. So guys, if you are able to see, this is a form, right? So what I'll do is simply I'll switch on the Burp Suite proxy. Do you know this Foxy proxy extension? Anyone? Do you know what Foxy proxy extension is? Yes, everyone. Everyone know? Any responses, guys? Why are you people so dull? What happened? Don't know? Okay. So, all right, I'll tell you what Foxy Proxy extension is. If you guys remember, I told you last time, whenever you switch on your burp suite, you have to set up the same interface with burp suite and browser. It should be in same interface. That means same IP, same port number it should have. So burp suite acts as a proxy for our browser. So what happens is you have to, whenever you want to use burp suite, whenever you want your browser to send a request through burp suite, you have to go to preferences and go to network settings. So after going to network settings, you have to click on manual proxy and you have to click OK. So then only your browser will get connected to this IP and port number, which is a long process. Once you use burp suite and once you close it, again you have to switch back to no proxy and click OK. So that's a lengthy process, which is a little time waste. So there is an extension called Foxy Proxy. Okay, what you people can do is we people can set a proxy in here. Okay, this is an add-on in Firefox, even in Google Chrome also you'll have, okay, anywhere. So if you add this Foxy Proxy extension, so you'll be able to see this extension here. Okay, so what I'll do is if you install this extension, so if you click on options and click add options here, okay, add. So when you click add, you can write a description, anything. For in my case, I'll write BURP so that I can recognize it by seeing it. So here I'll give proxy, that is 127.0.0.1, okay, and port number 8080. Okay, port number 8080, click save. So what will happen is I'm going to add this settings to my Foxy proxy. So whenever I want to use my burp suite tool, I don't have to go to preference, go to settings and change to manual settings and all. I don't have to go through that process. I can simply click on Foxy proxy and I have set up the setting, right? Burp suite. So I can just click on it. My proxy will switch. That means now it has switched on the burp proxy. That means it is connected to 127.0.0.1 and port number 8080. Okay, that is the settings which I have set up for burp, right? So now proxy is switched on. So once I stop using burp suite, I can switch back my proxy to turn off proxy. Okay, so it will get back to normal. So it is very easy for us and very handy, right? Very time saving too. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So I'm switching on my burp suite proxy. Close all the other tabs. And if you guys are able to see here, this is a form, right? Form means obviously you'll have so much of parameters. See, password parameter. There is, this retype password, this name, some credit card number, email, phone number, address, lot of things are there. So in my burp suite, as my intercept is switched on, so what I'll simply do is, okay, what I'll simply do is if I click on sign up, what happens? The request will be captured. Okay, the request will be captured in burp suite. Can you guys see this? This is what I meant by parameters. Can you see how many parameters we got? The more parameters we have, the more chances of we finding vulnerabilities will increase. Got it? So these are all input fields for us. We can inject SQL injections in all parameters and try to find out which parameter is vulnerable. Got it, everyone? Understood? Yes? Okay. So here what I'll do is, I'll just copy this whole, request, copy this, Control C, copy, and then I'll go to, I'll go and create a document, some empty file, some test. Okay, some test dot txt file I'll create and click create. Already existing. Okay. Okay, it's already existing. So I'll just see here. What I'll do is I'll remove this. Okay, I'll paste this file. Okay, I have pasted this data. Click save, saved it, done, close. Now I'll open my terminal back. Okay, so I'll just keep it this side. Yeah. What I'll do is simply I'll say SQL map. Okay, SQL map hyphen R. Okay, give this text file as an input. Give this text file as an input and say hyphen hyphen dbs. Okay, hyphen hyphen dbs and click enter once it is done. So 1 second, let me keep it in quotations. One minute, guys. Second. Okay. So guys, in that machine, my SQL map has to be updated. So I used another Kali Linux machine. So if you guys are able to see SQL map -r and give the text file as an input, and it is going to do all SQL injections, and it is finally going to give us the output once it finds a vulnerable parameter in it. It will tell us. So it is checking. So post parameter name does not appear to be dynamic. It is, you can read whatever it is doing. Okay, so what parameters are there and what parameters it is checking, all parameters it will check, and ultimately it will tell you if there is any variable parameters in it. So XSS test post parameter might be vulnerable for cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting is another vulnerability, that is A3 vulnerability. So it is also telling you that might be vulnerable for cross-site scripting attack too. So it is giving us a lot of information meanwhile. Okay, it is performing. So this is how you can give the text file as an input, which is having all the parameters, and ultimately it is going to do its job. Automatically, it is going to inject all the payloads in that particular parameter, and it is going to give us the output if any parameter is vulnerable. Okay, it is going to take some time, but it will give us info definitely. Okay. So any doubts still here? Do you guys have any other doubts still here? Clear for everyone? Pretty simple. Open burp suite, capture the request, save it in a text file, and give the text file as an input. Okay. So you'll be getting the output. So let's wait and see. It is doing a time-based SQL injection. Can you see this? Time-based. So let's wait and see. The more parameter it has, the more time it takes, obviously, because in each and every parameter it will select as a target and it will keep injecting. So the more parameters they are, the more time it is going to take, and obviously the more possibility of you finding vulnerability will also increase due to that. Okay. And one more thing is, you are having antivirus softwares, right? I guess almost everyone is having antivirus softwares in their systems. Okay. So sometimes what it does is, you'll get an error while doing SQL map. You'll get an error, that is timeout error, like that. You'll get an error. So if at all you are getting a timeout error or so, you switch off your antivirus. Why? Because your antivirus will try to stop, because when SQL injection is happening, obviously antivirus will detect it. So when it is, our antivirus will automatically stop that injections by default. That is how they are built. Okay, so for our pen testers, sometimes it will be very annoying because it is blocking our SQL injections. Okay, so what you can do is you can just switch off for few minutes or so until the attack is done, so that your process will happen faster. So in my case, I'll switch off my antivirus for 15 minutes. Close. And let it do its job. I'll try to find out. see some other things. Can we bypass target antivirus? Yes, yes, you can. There are many SQL injection bypassing methods. For example, I'll select a live target to you guys, and I'll show you. 1 minute. One second. So usually when you're doing on a website, obviously there are web application firewalls. So they'll block when you see a select statement or union statement. These are all bad words for them. Okay, obviously they'll detect many scenarios it is going to detect. So obviously they'll block your request. Even though there is a SQL injection vulnerability in application, you will not be able to exploit it because they are blocking it. Okay, so I'll show you how I'll bypass usually in real-time scenarios. How do we bypass those antivirus? I'll show you. Give me 1 minute. Show it to you on a live website. One minute, guys. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys are able to see, there is one hotel I'm going to target, and I'll show you how I'll bypass the firewall. So first of all, if a firewall is there, how are they blocking us? I'll show you. Okay. So if you guys remember manual SQL injection, I'm performing. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say question mark ID is equal to 1, right? Okay, click go. So that's fine. No, no issues, no errors. So I'll give, single quote hyphen hyphen plus, okay, to balance the query. So I'll click go. And if you guys are able to see, I'm not getting any issues. Let me try to find out if single quote is actually where we balance query. So I'll give order by some 100. Okay, click go. I'm not getting any error. That means the query is not balanced. So it is not single quote. Let me give double quote. Obviously, 100 columns are not existing in any website, right? Mostly. So if I give 1,000 also, I'll not get any issues because that is not balanced. So if I'm not getting any error, that means it is a concerning thing that I'm not getting a expected output. So I'll give 1,000. I'll search. I'm not getting error with double quotes also. So I'll give single quote close braces, click go, not getting any error. I'll give double quote close braces, click go, not getting any error. So I'll remove everything. I'll keep it blank, right? So blank, single quote, double quote, single quote close braces, or double quote close braces. These are all possibilities, right? So I'll keep blank. Now I'll click go, execute. Okay. So when I click execute, 1,000, 1 second. So mark ID is equal to 1. Should, okay. We should be getting any errors. So let me just try to remove it. Okay. ID is equal to 1. So let me try this. Click go. Second. By 1,000, 10,000. 1 minute, guys. Yesterday only I have done this. Okay. So guys, see here, I'm just giving question mark ID is equal to 1. This parameter I'm taking, and I'm going to simply say order by 1000 and hyphen plus and click enter. So what's happening in here is I'm getting an error. I'm getting an issue. When I give 1000, I'm getting an issue. When I give 1, I'm still getting an issue. So I'll remove this single quotation and I'll see. If I remove single quotation and if I keep it blank, I'm not getting an issue. When I give 1000, I'm getting an issue. Okay, so that means this there is a blank space by the developer. In the developer written code, there is a blank space. That is the reason why we are getting an expected output. So if I leave it blank without keeping single quote or double quote, I'm getting expected output. So if I give order by 1, I'm not getting an issue. If I give order by 1000, I'm getting an issue. That means it is working perfectly fine. Okay, first we have to find out how many columns are there. So I'll give order by 10. Order by 10 and I'll see if we are having 10 columns. I'm getting an error, means we don't have 10 columns. So let me get down to 5. Order by 5. So click enter. So order by 5, I'm not getting any error. That means the column is there in between 5 to 10. Okay, it is there in between 5 and 10. So what I'll do is I'll give between value, that is 8. Click go. So if I say 8, what's happening in here? I'm not getting any error. That means it is in between 8 and 10. So I'll give 9. So click go. So I'm getting an error. What does this mean, guys? When I give 8, I'm not getting error. When I give 9, I'm getting an error. What does this say? What does this mean? What is this pointing out to? What are you understanding by this? If I say order by 8, I'm not getting any errors. If I say 9, I'm getting error. That means yes, there are 8 columns existing, right? So now that I got to know 8 columns are existing, what I'll be doing is I'll simply give union select statement 8 columns. Click OK. So it will say union select 1 comma 2 comma 3 till 8. Okay, so if I click go, you are able to see that I'm getting this columns 2 and 6. I got the columns. So usually what many websites will do is they'll restrict you to get this information too. Why? Because when you give union statement, they'll automatically block you. Okay, so in order to avoid this, what I have done is I have given a backslash, okay, not equal to star 1 2 3 4 5 and then star backslash. Okay, so I'll explain you what's happening in here. First, let me also do it for select statement. Copy this, do it for select statement too. Okay, and here we got to know that 2 and 6 columns are vulnerable, right? Instead of 2 place, I'm giving data base. Instead of 2 place, I'm giving database, and instead of 6 place, I'm giving version. Okay, so this is one way to bypass the firewall. How, how is database and version? Yes. Okay. 1 second. I'll just remove this for now. I'll just copy this URL, copy this, This doesn't require. Okay. Star. Not equal to into 345 star not equal to. Yes. So guys, if you see here, we got the database name and the version of the database. Okay, so what happened in here, if you see before previously, it is saying site not reachable because this union, the select statements are considered, usually they are considered as bad words. Bad words are blocked, right? So they are considered as a bad words. So what I did is I have bypassed the firewall by giving a different the same SQL statement in a different way. Okay, in a different way. So what is that way? What did I do is in here, I'll just copy the whole URL and I'll explain. Okay, so here what I did is, if you guys are able to see this, backslash star, that hash trick not equal to 12345 and union star backslash. So what it is doing is, this word is not considered as union, as it is not just union. So usually there will be a filter kept. If you see union word, it will block it, or if you see select word, it will block it. Okay, this select, union, group by, having, order by, these are all keywords in SQL statements. So what firewalls will usually do is they'll block them. Once they see, they'll block it. So what I'm doing is, in order to bypass firewall, I'm adding these things to it, to the word. So what it does is, it can bypass firewall. Once it enters the scenario, this is considered as a version. This is considered as a version. It's a default one. So it is considered as a version, and it will allow you to, it will execute it as a normal union statement only. Okay, union select, it will consider union select only. But to bypass firewall, we are adding it. Once it enters inside the server, it is considered as a union and select. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is considered like the version. Okay, so this is one of many bypassing techniques in SQL injection, but this is one of my favorite one. It works for many websites. Okay, to bypass the WAF, web application firewall. But anyways, when it comes to the our automated testing, testings doesn't have this WAF. Okay, they don't have the bypassing techniques. So that is why manual testings are way more important than automated testings, for that reason, wherein we people can think and we can create our own payloads at that particular point of time and try to bypass the firewall by using different techniques, whereas we can't train the tools to do that. Okay, because every website will be having a different scenarios. So obviously, if you see, if we select a live website to directly show it on that, it definitely takes many trial attempts. If you guys are able to see, now I have shown, so it took a lot of trial attempts. That is how it works. So we have to do trial and error methods, wherein tools, we give some payloads, it will fix to that payloads, and it will just shoot that payloads to that victim. That's it. It will not do anything else, right? So it's up to manual testers mostly, where we can rely on manual testers rather than automated. But still, manual testers also use this tools so that they don't have to touch few parts. Like if at all this SQL injection didn't work on that particular website, so there is no point in me using a regular payloads. I have to use some extra different payloads or use some bypassing methodologies. Okay. So that is how when you get into real environment, you'll automatically get used to it, trying different methods and trying different ways and all. But yeah, definitely we'll be using sqlmap a lot in our industry. Okay, is that fine, guys? Is it fine for everyone? Understood? Okay, you can even search for bypassing methodologies. There are many techniques which are there, many blogs written on those bypassing methodologies. You can just go through them. So you'll understand different techniques, how bypassing is done and all. This is one type of technique which I have shown, most common and most famous one in bypassing methodologies. Okay, but anyways, this is about SQL map. It definitely takes time in this scenario in order to do it. So if you guys can see, it is taking, as it is doing time based, it is going to take a lot of time. If you see. Okay, so let's continue with our next topics. Okay, so that we don't have to waste, because it's one and the same. So you just have to give the text file. It is going to take some extra time though, because there are many parameters in the text file which I have given. And databases, once you get the databases, it is same process which I have given in here. So get the tables. After getting the tables, dump that table inside your system if you want it to dump. Okay, so that you will have that whole database, tables, anything you want, you can dump it inside your system, but you don't have to misuse it. Okay, so I hope you understood till here, guys, till SQL injection part. This is automated and this is manual.